Welcome to Starwatch Now, your front row seat to all the hottest gossip, drama, and breaking news from the world of entertainment. If it's trending, shocking, or star-studded, we're covering it. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss what's coming next. The auditorium lights dim as a slow heartbeat of music gathers under the murmur of students. A single sentence glows on screen. Scientific exploration is an international language. Then the room inhales. Snow peaks cut to desert dunes. Rainforest leaves tremble with rain. On November 4th, at the China University of Geosciences, Wang Yibo steps into focus, not as an idol but as a guide. This isn't the start of a spectacle. It's the start of a syllabus. The clips from Exploring New Frontiers don't worship danger. They invite discipline. You glimpse oxygen readings, not checks, weather briefings, mundane details to some, but the true grammar of survival to those who know the outdoors. For mature viewers, this is the moment a program crosses from entertainment into purpose. The room learns, before the first applause, that good exploration is never improvised. It's planned, rehearsed, and constantly revised. And that's the quiet, grown-up thrill. Competence taking center stage. By the time the first sequence ends, you can almost feel the shift. The seminar isn't promoting a celebrity. It's promoting a way of thinking. University forums exist to test ideas against reality. And the reality of the outdoors is simple. Nature rewards preparation. In mountaineering manuals, the turn-back time is a rule as sacred as any summit photo. In altitude medicine guides, gradual ascent, hydration, and monitoring symptoms like headache or nausea form the gold standard of prevention. The footage mirrors those principles. We see team briefings and route plans, the same trust chains climbers and divers rely on worldwide. For a generation raised on speed, this pace feels refreshingly adult. The message lands especially well with audiences aged 35 to 75. Resilience over bravado, curiosity underpinned by skills. And as the university context frames the series, lecturers note how storytelling can anchor learning outcomes. Map literacy, risk assessment, and ethical fieldwork. So the screen becomes a doorway to field classrooms rather than a wall between them. Why should a seminar about an outdoors documentary matter to the rest of us? Because attention is scarce and influence is precious. When popular culture aligns with best practice, communities get safer and children get braver in the right ways. Emergency services often remind hikers that most rescues are preventable with three basics: planning, communication, and appropriate gear. The seminar quietly encodes all three. Planning, weather windows, route options, contingencies. Communication, buddy systems, decision points, clear leadership. Gear, layered clothing, first aid kits, reliable navigation. These aren't thrills, they're lifelines. And when a recognizable figure models them without chest thumping, the message travels further than any poster on a park gate. The stakes are cultural as much as personal. Do we celebrate reckless clips? Or do we reward the calm competence that brings everyone home? On this night, competence wins the room. The applause is warm, not wild, and you realize that maturity itself can be a form of excitement. Look closely at the small things. A gloved hand rests on a carabiner before weight is committed. This is the 3 points of contact instinct drilled into safe climbers. A brief cut shows a pulse oximeter. The reading matters less than the habit of checking. In a jungle scene, the team pauses not for drama, but to reduce heat stress, micro-rests that expedition doctors recommend to prevent dehydration and cognitive lapses. When altitude symptoms flicker, headache, breathlessness, the camera doesn't look away. It normalizes speaking up early, the single most effective intervention against acute mountain sickness. Even the night dive reel whispers good practice. Light discipline, buddy awareness, controlled ascent. These moments won't trend on social media, but they save lives in the wild, and they spill into everyday routines. Taking breaks during heavy work, naming discomfort before it becomes injury, choosing to delay rather than rush. That's the quiet thesis of the series. Excellence is not a leap. It's a stack of modest, repeatable behaviors. After the screening, the conversation widens. Lecturers propose field classroom packs that pair episodes with weekend practicums, map and compass basics in a local park. A short biodiversity walk logging birds and pollinators. Simple first aid refreshers focusing on strains, sprains, and heat management. Community groups discuss citizen science seasons. Beach cleanups with weighed rubbish totals. Garden BioBlitz days photographing species for open databases. Tree planting drives using native species to stabilize soils and support urban wildlife. For older adults, physiotherapists outline gentle conditioning, balance drills, ankle mobility, and step-ups to reduce fall risk, so adventure scales to ability. A safety-first card circulates. Hydration timing, emergency contacts on paper, a leave-no-trace reminder, and the golden turn-back rule. Expedition guides offer online office hours to answer practical questions from teachers and parents. None of this demands a mountain. It asks for intention. The seminar's most radical idea is also the simplest. Don't just watch exploration. Practice it responsibly where you live. The best stories don't yank emotions. They graduate them. Awe arrives first. The blue hush of high altitude. The velvet galaxies of nocturnal coral. The way rainforest rain sounds like a soft drum on leaves. Then tension, honest and contained. The rope angle steepens, breath shortens, time seems to slow. Relief follows not from conquering a cliff, but from a decision to step back, reset, or descend. That choice models a powerful truth. Saying not today can be heroic. After relief comes admiration. The team is steady, the systems worked, humility won. Finally, hope settles in. For viewers in midlife and beyond, hope is not the fantasy of endless youth. It's the dignity of learning new skills, the joy of moving well in nature, and the calm of being useful to others. The series reminds us that fulfillment is often a choreography. Prepare, attempt, evaluate, adapt, repeat. In that cycle, courage and wisdom become the same step. Under the spotlight, celebrity often balloons. In this frame, it shrinks to make room for craft. Preparation is treated as the star. Fitness built slowly, mental rehearsal of what-if scenarios, route planning that includes exits as carefully as entries. Respect for place is explicit, local scientists and cultural guides speak as equals, echoing best practice in ethical fieldwork where communities are partners, not scenery. The camera work avoids reckless glamour shots. Instead, it privileges context and consequence. Where is the anchor? What's the fall factor? How is stress distributed across the team? Even the sound design leans educational. The fade of wind when a key instruction lands, the brief silence that lets decision-making breathe. In many adventure edits, the lesson is swallowed by adrenaline. Here, adrenaline is tempered by intention. The result is strangely more gripping. You lean forward not to see someone dangle, but to understand why they're safe, and how you might be, too, on your next small adventure. Across cities Seoul, Seattle, Sydney, Strasbourg, the same themes ring true. People want stories that respect their intelligence and time. Public health research consistently links green space exposure with lower stress and better mood. Gentle activity in nature improves balance, sleep quality, and social connection, especially in older adults. The seminar translates those findings into narrative action. Learn a skill, go outside, tread lightly, come home safely, repeat next week. That rhythm suits working parents, retirees, and anyone juggling commitments. It's the opposite of the all-or-nothing myth. Even the idea of micro-adventures, short, local, low-cost outings belongs here. An early morning park walk with a map, a shoreline litter count, a hill you've always driven past but never climbed. When a mainstream figure models this ethos without bombast, language barriers fall. The values are universal. Competence over chaos, community over ego, stewardship over spectacle. That's why this story travels, not because it's loud, but because it's useful. As lights rise, the seminar feels less like an event and more like a handshake. Between screen and street, campus and community, story and skill. The final slide is practical. Links to field classroom packs, a printable safety card, and a short list of citizen science projects you can join from almost anywhere. People don't rush out. They linger, trading plans for Saturday morning. That might be the real success metric. Viewers leaving with intent. If tonight brought you clarity, courage, or a moment of calm, we invite you to stay with us. Subscribe to Starwatch now, turn on notifications, and share this episode with someone who's ready for a gentle first step. Next week, we'll explore how universities are weaving documentaries into real-world curricula, and we'll show you 3 micro-adventures you can start within an hour of home. No heroics required. Just preparation, kindness, and a map.